Next basis of classification is a type of digestion. So in the type of digestion there are mainly two types of digestion. One is a complete digestion which is known to be the tube within tube plan. Okay, complete digestion is tube within tube plan. That refers to presence of two opening. One is meant for the intake of food, another one is meant for the removal of waste. Okay, so there are presence of two opening in the complete digestion. For example, the members from Annelida as well as from Aschelminthis till chordates, they have complete digestion, or which is known to be the tube within tube plan. And the next type is the incomplete digestion, which is known to be the blind sac plan. Okay, incomplete digestion is nothing but blind sac plan, where there is a presence of single opening. Both the intake of food as well as the removal of nitrogenous waste takes place through this single opening. So that is known to be the incomplete digestion, which is mainly seen in the members of Platyhelminthes. Okay, so that is regarding to the digestion. So based on this digestive system, even the organisms are classified into different groups. Okay, so next is about the type of circulation. So the type of circulation are mainly two types, open circulation as well as the closed circulation. So in case of open circulation, there is a blood which will be pumped out of the heart, and where the tissues or organs will directly get bathed in it. Okay, so there is the absence of blood vessels. Okay, especially the blood vessels are absent, such as arteries, veins or the capillaries. These are absent. So the blood will be pumped out of the heart and the organs and tissues will directly get bathed in it. So that is the open type of circulation. Whereas in case of closed type of circulation, there is a presence of arteries, veins or the capillaries. Especially the blood vessels are present of blood vessels of different diameters, which is mainly consisting of arteries, veins and capillaries. So the heart which will pump out the blood, and those blood will be transported through these blood vessels, and that is known to be the closed type of circulation. Open type of circulation example is members of Arthropoda. They show open type of circulation. Closed type of circulation, which is mainly seen in Annelida as well as we the human beings chordate members, they mainly show a closed type of circulation. So this is about the basis of classification. So in the complete basis of classification, which includes, there is levels of organization. There are different levels of organization as well as the symmetry, body symmetry. There are mainly three types of symmetry, as well as the presence of coelom, based on the presence of coelom, and based on the presence of germinal layers, either 2 germ layers or 3 germ layers, and the presence of segments, body segments known to be the metameres. Okay, or the presence of notochord. Presence of notochord refers to the chordates, absence of notochord, non-chordates, and regarding to these two, digestion as well as the circulation. Okay, so this is the basis of classification. Next, we'll move to the first foremost phylum, that is the phylum Porifera. So due to their morphological features, these members are also known as sponges. Phylum Porifera members are known as sponges because they are pore-bearing organisms. Porifera refers to pore-bearing organisms. There is a mainly presence of minute pores in their body. Okay, so that is Porifera. Now, the members of phylum Porifera, see, the organisms which come under animal kingdom are multicellular organisms, multicellular eukaryotes. So here they mainly have a cellular level of organization. Their body is made up of a group of cells. all the body functions which will be performed by those group of cells. Okay, so it is the one and only phylum consisting of cellular level of organization. So their body is made up of group of cells, and the members are aquatic, especially most of the members are marine, except there is one organism known as a spongilla. It is a freshwater sponge. Spongilla is a freshwater sponge where the most of the members are marine. Okay, body is asymmetrical. Asymmetrical refers to where the arrangement of body parts which we cannot cut into equal halves in any angle, so that refers to the asymmetrical, and they have a very important structure, and that is known to be the water transport or water canal system. So in the water transport or water canal system, it is mainly consisting of ostia. Body is consisting of minute pore known as the ostia. Through the ostia, water will enter into the organism. So there is a minute pore known as ostia through which water enter into the organism, where the central cavity is known to be the spongocoel. Okay, central cavity is known to be the spongocoel, which is lined by special type of cell known as choanocytes or polar cells. Okay, in the central cavity there is a presence of special type of cells known as choanocytes or the polar cells that is specially involved in a process of osmoregulation. Okay, so the external opening, slightly larger opening in comparison with the ostia, is the osculum, through which water moves out. Water enters through the ostia, goes to the central cavity spongocoel, and the water moves out through the osculum. Now, what is the function of this particular water transport system or the water canal system? So, this is specially meant for the food gathering, process of gaseous exchange, that is the respiration, as well as the excretion, the removal of the waste. Food gathering, respiration and the excretion, these functions will be performed by the water canal system. Okay, so that is regarding to the water canal system. It is one of the very important feature found in the porifera members. Okay, digestion is intracellular. Why they have intracellular digestion? Because they have cellular level of organization. Due to the presence of cellular level of organization, they mainly have intracellular digestion. Digestion is intracellular. Now, regarding to the skeletal system, okay, their skeleton is mainly made up of spongin fibers or spicules. Their skeletal system is mainly made up of spongin fibers or spicules. So now, there is a concept. Normally we consider that the living organisms will be consisting of negligible amount of silica or completely absence of silica. But here it is considered that there is a presence of minute amount of silica which is mainly seen in the skeleton of these poriferan members. Okay, so that is skeleton, which is known to be the spongin fiber or spicules. Okay, and the organisms are hermaphrodite. Okay, hermaphrodite refers to the sexes are not separate. Both the reproductive organs, male and female reproductive organs, which are found in the single organism. Okay, both the organs are found in the single organism, and both the gametes, male and the female gametes, which will be produced from a single organism. That's why it refers to the hermaphrodite. Sexes are not separate. So here they have a sexual mode of reproduction by the process of fragmentation or budding. Okay, asexual mode of reproduction either by fragmentation or budding. Sexual mode of reproduction, that is by the fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, sexual mode of reproduction by the fusion of male and female gametes, where the fertilization, the process of fertilization is internal. So internal fertilization, that means the male and female gametes will be fused inside the body of the organism, not the outside. It is inside the organism, so it is known to be the internal fertilization. Now, regarding to the development, they have a indirect development. So, what is this indirect development? So, we the human beings, where the young one will have the similar features compared to the adult one, there may be difference in the size. But in some of the organisms, there is a presence of larval stages. So, larval stages are morphologically distinct in comparison with the adult in case of indirect development. So, one of the best example I can give you of frog. So, when we compare adult frog as well as the tadpole, morphologically they are different, and that is known to be the indirect development. Okay, so they have indirect development and there is a presence of larval stages. If it is a direct development, there is no larval stages. Okay, so that is regarding to the features of phylum Porifera. Here we have three main examples. Cycon, which is also known as a cypha, Euspongilla, commonly known as a bath sponge, and Spongilla is a freshwater sponge. Okay, so this is regarding to the phylum Porifera. So phylum Porifera consisting of cellular level of organization, and most of the members are marine except Spongilla, and they have asymmetry or asymmetrical symmetry, and they have a water transport system or water canal system consisting of a minute pores known as ostia. Water enters through ostia into a central cavity known as a spongocoel, and the water moves out through the slightly larger opening known as a osculum. Digestion is intracellular, and they have a skeletal system known as the spicules or spongin fibers. Organisms are hermaphrodite, sexes are not separate, and asexual reproduction takes place by either fragmentation or budding, sexual reproduction by diffusion of gametes, fertilization is internal, development is indirect with the larval stages. And the three very important examples include Cycon, also known as Cypha, Spongilla is a freshwater sponge, and the Euspongia is a bath sponge. Okay, so this is regarding to the phylum Porifera.